Okay. So. Kurz. Okay. Ja, dann starten wir. Und ja, mal schauen, wo es ab welcher Stelle das weitergeht. One last fight. You're on the lookout for your old mentor, Dowd, whom you've not seen in 15 years. Rumors speak of a clandestine boxing club that uses black magic and bone charms at the Albarca Baths. Could he be there? Okay, also 15 Jahre nach dem DLC vom ersten Teil.
My name is Billy Lurk, though there aren't many people who remember. For years, I stayed hidden, captain of a ship called the Dreadful Whale. I was a smuggler, fence, and maybe traitor, depending on who you ask. Our names are always overshadowed by the words whispered after them. If you hide from the world long enough, eventually nobody remembers you. Then you're alone, living with your choices. But I could never forget the man who pulled me up from nothing. Dowd, the Knife of Dunwall. A name called out by the desperate or the dying. The assassin who ended one empress and saved another. Shame burns inside you for a long time. When I betrayed Dowd, he let me live. I left Dunwall and my own name behind. For years, I wondered if I was worth forgiving. For years, I laughed at myself for even wanting a killer's forgiveness. Sometimes mercy cuts deeper than any knife. Now I know that forgiving is something you do for yourself as much as for the people who hurt you. I know Dowd is in Karnaca, and I'm going to find him.
Spielt wieder in
Every
Karnaca.
night for weeks, the same terrifying dream. A street fight, my arm dead and lying in the gutter, my eye gouged out by a Grand Guard sword. But when I wake up, they still hurt for hours. Gives me the creeps. This always brought me a little comfort. You stole this for me, didn't you, Deirdre? Now it's all I have left of you. Another relic from the old days. Still holds an edge, at least. That boxing club in the Albarca Baths is my last lead. Dowd has to be there.
Okay. Contract. Burn the White Hound. Eyeless hag stole my poor Milky. He's white as whalebone but riddled with disease. It breaks my old heart to ask this of you, but if you find my Milky, please put him out of his misery and burn his remains. Save him from those cursed eyeless and save Karnaca from another plague. Industrial espionage. Those thugs at the Albarca make potions and bone charms upstairs. The liquor is vile, but it sells for good coin, and we are losing punters to them by the day. Bring us the red liquor recipe before our brewery goes out of business, and make sure to destroy their stock while you're at it. Okay. I wouldn't have blamed Emily for killing me then and there, bring down an empress and everything gets thrown into chaos. A lot of people got hurt, but it was worse than that, wasn't it? I helped kill her mother. These 2 times I was spared, but at least I got to put it right. Is this how doubt feels? My dreams are getting worse too, stronger. Sometimes I stare at my right arm like it shouldn't be there, and my head hurts like I'm blinded by blood. I started to write it all down just to keep a handle on it. 2 weeks until I'm back in Kanaka, the longest 2 weeks of my life. If I even make it, the engine is rattling bad. My old self again. It felt good to say the name, even better to hear it. And now it's on every corner of Kanaka. Wanted, Billy Lurk. I've been sending out messages to my contacts in the city, following up on sightings and rumors, but nothing yet. I even listened to the rats. Sometimes they know things others don't. And the voices remind me so much of Deirdre. I found the old man's wanted poster in a trunk. Now I'm looking for doubt, just like all of Dunwall was years ago. Hope I have more luck than they did. Long shot. One last lead. An underground boxing club of all places. Doubt could be fighting there, maybe another dead end, but I have to be sure. I try to pump out the engine room, but no use. My ship's dead in the water. Megan Foster would have been furious, but I'm not. I've got other things to care about now. Okay, also das spielt nach dem zweiten Teil.
Burglary, spying, picking pockets. Dowd taught me more than just killing. It can keep me afloat. For now.
Yeah. Sokolov establishes studio in Tivia. Renowned natural philosopher and painter Anton Sokolov returned to Tivia this week after years of retirement in Karnaka. Sokolov, whose inventions and technological marvels are famed throughout the Isles, was greeted with the fanfare and panoply due national hero. A parade in his honor culminated in a festival on Mastrov Square in Dabokva, where Sokolov gave a brief speech announcing the establishment of his studio. When asked about his future plans, the inventor responded, "I've already done enough for several lifetimes." The inventor was overwhelmed by the infernal noise on the parade and left the celebration early. He gave no indication whether or not his studio will accept apprentices.
Good to see the old man made it up north. I was lucky to know him. I wonder what poor soul is dealing with him now.
Empress Emily Caldwin moves to heal fractured empire. Renovation projects in the Tower District are finally underway as the last funeral rites were performed for High Overseer Yul Kulan and the Brothers of the Faith, who died in an attempt to retake Dunwall Tower from the now deposed usurper Delilah Copperspoon. The Abbey of the Everyman has spent the last several months consecrating and interring the remains of the fallen, while also removing dangerous and heretical objects from the Imperial Palace. With representatives from the Isles beside her, Empress Emily Caldwin issued a statement yesterday morning, urging unity in the wake of this great tragedy. The Empire's strength is in its diversity of thought and action. Working together, there's nothing we can't accomplish. We are pleased to reassert our partnership with the sovereign nations of Morley, Serkonos and Tivia for our mutual peace and prosperity. Following these proceedings, several imperial proclamations have been issued with the aim to restore trading networks and communication across the Isles. Several large-scale public works have been announced, with architectural firms in Serkonos and Morley already competing for the commissions.
So, Her Imperial Highness is back on the throne. If she knew what I was doing now, she'd probably try me for treason. Is this what you would have looked like, my sweet Deirdre? I would have died soon after you, if it hadn't been for Dowd.
Ach, das war... Ja, so ein bisschen habe ich noch ihre Backstory im Kopf. Stunts, okay. Terrible dreams. These are the strongest they've ever been. Feels like I'm really dying each time. I'll be in some alley in Kanaka, the sleeve of my coat soaked to the shoulder in blood, half blind, face split open like a river crossed. Thieves waiting to check my head for gold teeth and grab a better pair of boots, or the Grand Guard swords bloody laughing as I die. It's a little different every time, but not by much. When I wake up, I look in the glass just to make sure my eye is where it was the night before. And who in the aisles has to check to make sure their own damn arm hasn't been hacked off in the night? Ridiculous. I'm running low on tobacco with how much I've packed my pipe the nights when I can't sleep. Don't know what I'll do when it's gone.
I've been searching for months. I know you're here, Dowd. Somewhere. Everyone in Dunwall was afraid of him then, but not me. That club is run by a gang that call themselves the Eyeless. They claim to fight using black magic. If that's true, then Dowd might be involved.
Eyeless remain eyesore for our city. 2 raids by the Grand Guard occurred last night, resulting in few arrests as investigations continue into the activities on the gang known as the Eyeless. Both raids were conducted on derelict warehouses in the Camposator dockyards. Several shipments of whalebone were found at both scenes, along with many carved talismans familiar on sailing ships. These trinkets, marked with strange insignias, were collected along with various unidentified powders, noxious plants, and vials of unknown liquid. Though these items add credence to the rumors of black magic being practiced by the Eyeless, the Grand Guard has not called for overseer support. Roving Vice Overseer Cardoza of the Abbey of the Everyman, when reached for comment, stressed the spiritual dangers of carved bone charms and, if found, to bring them directly to your nearest overseer outpost for inspection and disposal. He gave no further remarks on the Grand Guard's ongoing investigation. Notes about Albarca Baths. Went to the old match again. Traded some old whalebone and a bit of hair, not mine, for information. She's making charms for the Eyeless now. Good clients, pay regular, left before a match, tried to pick my pocket. Some witches from the Royal Conservatory joined the Eyeless. Powerless now. None of the Brigmore days who would remember me at least. No reason to think they look twice if I go in like anyone else. Are these people just messing around, or is there something I'm not seeing? Think I lost my pocket knife. Match. Curse that old woman. Can't know if Dowd's at the Albarca Baths until I go check it out for myself. Last lead I got.
Dowd's had the mark of the outsider in his hand for as long as I've known him. I've gone through every gang-infested slum asking after this. and no one would tell me a thing.
Reply from Isabel. Megan, you must be pretty desperate if you're writing to me about this. Yeah, I saw him. He set up a meeting to buy some of those funny explosives that fell off the back of a carriage a few months ago. I waited for him, but he never showed up. Sorry, I can't be any more help. I haven't seen or heard from him since. Put me in a real bind. Isabel. Also, hey, you were kind not to mention it, but I didn't forget. I still owe you that case of fig wine after what happened last time. Give me 2 more months, I swear I'll get it to you.
Karnaka is full of secrets. If I have any clues about where Dowd is, it's because he let me find them.
Reply from Kritik. Dearest Megan, what an intriguing message. Who is this then? An old lover? Forgive me, but he doesn't really seem your type. But if you must, I heard a rumor a few months ago from some gentleman that a man looking like that had been spied with those bizarre eyelids. I filed that piece of gossip away just in case it was important. Lucky you. When are you coming back here? Make it soon. We miss you. We have some of that tobacco you like stored away just in case you visit. Loving you always, Evie Kritik. Reply from T. Billy, or Megan, or whatever you go by these days. I don't know anymore. It was easy to pretend we didn't know each other when you were Megan. We agreed to respect both our new lives and not dredge up bad memories. So what are you doing? Yeah, I saw him 2 years ago here in Kanaka. He even asked after you. I said I hadn't seen you since that night in the flooded district. I'm sure you know why I lied. He never stopped killing, you know. He's got the same old grudges. I just hope you're not one of them. T. Oh. The Knife of Dunmore, except from a penny novel, Chapter 3. Dowd stared at the blade. The plan had gone perfectly, even better than he could have hoped. In fact, the whole thing had been too easy. But now that was over, he felt hollow, and there was nothing in the world that could fill him again. He knew it with a certainty that scared him. Billy called from the next room. Boss, leave me. He nudged the door closed before he could say anything else. He trusted her more than any of them, but he didn't feel like talking. Cleaning the blood from the blade, he studied the marks it made on the cloth. Royal blood, but it looked the same as any he'd seen before. Weren't the high and mighty supposed to be filled with something different, something better? Dowd was tired. No amount of blood could change the way he felt. He didn't drink as a general rule, and sex had never interested him. He felt a kind of exhaustion that couldn't be soothed away. A smile crept across his mouth, the Knife of Dunwall exhausted. And yet something else. What was it he was feeling exactly? He looked into Jasmine Caldwin's eyes at the moment her life slipped away, and in that moment a thought occurred to him. He'd made a mistake. He'd been misled. That kind of thinking was useless. She was just as dead when he regretted it, whether he regretted it or not. But he'd seen his true face reflected in her eyes. Seen himself for what he really was. Not a renowned assassin, not some great shape of history, just another playing piece in an unknowable game. Ne, der Teil hier, der spielt nach dem zweiten. Abandoned letter to the Empress. Your Imperial Highness, thank you for the gift. While your generosity is to Empress Emily Colvin, I don't want your coin. Lady Emily, I can't take your coin after what I did. I'm trying to find a way to make peace. The Emily I wish to do. Midwest, Zillet, Bullets, Whiskey.
This station hasn't been used for years.
Nee, 15 Jahre. Mit, steht's. Und irgendwo steht auch, dass das 15 Jahre her ist, seitdem sie den gesehen hat. Okay, keine Ahnung.
Hiding the dreadful whale wasn't easy, but it's safe so far. What can you
Okay, die kann verstehen, was Ratten
tell me
sagen.
today, my little gutter friends?
The friend listens. The friend hears us. One of us. One of us. But ugly and big. Still friend. She fed us in lean times. Tossed us grains and crumbs. Loud voices came. Metal flashed. More blood and floods on the floor. Our first feast. We lap her up. Deep in the water, hagfish bite as we swim. Careful, careful. Watch for fins. Watch for black biting mouths. Flee small places when water comes. Flee long places. Drip, drip, drip. Fills up street. Makes us climb up to new danger. Salt drips down wires. Chew the metal. Burns us, fire from inside. Scent of heat and death. Dangerous food. Follow the sea scent. Climb ropes up, up. Hide inside dark boat belly. Wood rocks, water flows. Salt taste on fur. New homes press.
All right. The old Albarca baths shouldn't be far. It's not quite the old life, but it feels good. I wonder if Dowd has seen these.
Fidelius Journal. Second Earth. I tried the old incantations over the teeth and strings like before, but it didn't work. It always used to work. Is the magic really gone? I heard about a gang from one of my sisters. She said they do things like what we had together. I don't know where else to go. 27th Earth. The Isles might be content with scratched up bones and red liquor, but I am not. I tasted the dark waters of the void with my sisters. I know what it feels like to turn the things you hate to ash and watch bright flowers bloom from the cinders. These people don't know real magic. 7th Nets. I think I found a way. If I can snatch one of the stray hounds off the street and steal some carved whalebone, I might be able to get back a glimmer of my power. I know what word to speak over it. I just hope the outsider listens. 10th Nets. I used to raise dead hounds from the earth to stalk shadows and tear my enemies to pieces, and now I watched the life run out of this wretched creature. Its heart shuddered and stopped, and I felt nothing, just pity. It's gone.
He sinks along the dark, reeks of drink, dirt, blood, or screaming kin, hunts us. His knife is fast.
I hate this wool. It itches like mad. Why can't I wear my regular clothes?
Die Ratten essen keine Leichen mehr. Anscheinend. Interessant. Combat, okay.
Don't believe all that hocus pocus crap. A gang's a gang. You should worry more about a knife in the back than some curse.
If you say so. But let's still wait for the reinforcements.
Two more months, she says. Then she'll leave him. I can wait.
Mission orders from Captain Liano. Lieutenant, I've received reports of illegal activity in the old Arbarca baths. I suspect the eyeless gang is involved. This could be our chance to finally strike a blow against those degenerate rat-eaters. I want you to scout the area with your squad and gather as much information as you can before then. But don't take any risks. The dockyard district will send reinforcements for a raid momentarily. Captain Lejano oder Liano. kenne ich No More Heroes? Bisschen. Also ich weiß grob, worum es geht. Bisschen Gameplay habe ich schon mal gesehen, aber selbst gespielt habe ich bisher noch gar nichts von der Serie.
I've heard a few things about the Eyeless. Some of it strange. None of it good.
Aber wollte ich auf jeden Fall schon lange mal ausprobieren. Das sind normale Leute, die... Okay.
Ruins the neighborhood, that's what it does. A body don't feel safe anymore.
A beer later.
Play your way.
Sure.
These pseudo-spiritualists will never know what we've known.
Duff's hawking a new
Maybe we
bone
should
charm tonight. Says
back
it
to the
stirs up your
Britain
vitals.
place.
Gets the juices flowing through your veins, keeps your head clear for the fight. Reckon I should get one?
No, no, no! Don't waste coin on Duff's whalebone gewgaws. They don't do squat. Want your vitals stirred? Get some scarlet nightshade ointment. Rub it on your chest before the match. You'll see.
Scarlet nightshade? I tried black nightshade elixir once. Supposed to put strength in your swing. Rubbed it on and lost all feeling from the neck down for a fortnight. Numb as a dead cod. Couldn't walk, couldn't stand, couldn't piss without Gretchen's help. Nah. I'll stick to Duffy's bone charms.
Well, do what your gut says. But trust me, when you're getting carved up
Could be a
like
gimmick. But if they really do use magic, then I need to check it out. Outsider's eyes. Dowd. They're making him fight? I have to get him out of there.
You don't look so tough. Look at you, trapped like a hound in the pits. Hoping your masters will throw you a bone charm.
If that was lunch, then I'm a filthy blood fly. And that's all I'm gonna say about it.
You're fighting the black magic brute? Why don't you roll in sardine paste and swim through hagfish waters instead? It's a less painful death.
Well, you think I can't take him? I can hold my own in the ring. I knifed bigger blighters than him when I was a Bottle Street runner. And for less coin than I'll make when I win this match.
You won't win. The brute cheats the eye with his speed. His moves are a blur.
For luck. Walk 3 times around the square with breeches reversed. Who shakes your hand will take your bad luck from you. At midnight, face south and eat a tin of hagfish while singing I Knew a Lady 3 times. Rest a teacup on your forehead whilst taking the day's first piss. If it don't fall and break, luck will come. Eat a rotten Tivian pear, but keep the core in your pocket for luck all day. If a white cat hisses at you, hop the main dock's length on one leg without falling. Then spit into the sea to break the chinks. Make a wish. Wear a scarf soaked in rum around your neck for a week. If it draws no comment, drink the rest of the rum. Your wish will be granted.
It's unnatural.
Okay.
Trust me, you won't land a blow.
Well, nobody's that fast.
Nice knowing you, my friend.
Sifting.
Eyeless's diary. 24 Harvest heard from some of the women who came over from the Royal Conservatory that there's a man tied up in one of the old public baths I laughed, but they said it wasn't like that, and there's something special about him. I round up some of the others and take a look. 3 nets. They weren't lying. Some unlucky fool is down there. I don't know what that machine is or who put him there, but we found a real one. Void touched, just like the women said. 7 nets. We moved the operation over to the Albarca baths, easier than trying to move him. He's got some real fight in him, though you wouldn't know from how old he looks. Need to talk to Jeanette. 12 nuts. Got it all set up now. We called him the Black Magic Brute. Came up with it myself. I'm proud of that one. The outsider gave him magic. I know that much, but the stupid hound can't talk. Or won't, just mutters. Won't look anyone in the eye until a fight starts. But those fights will be making coin of him for a long time.
Things aren't bad enough. Now I have to be on the lookout for some no-gooder with a knife. Why me?
I'd better drop last night's take in the safe soon. Coins are overflowing the till.
This place really pulls in coin.
When you get in there, up your agility right off and swing a hard left jab. Works like a charm.
Oi!
Oi! Root power suppressor, do not touch! I don't know how this thing works, but it keeps the brute under control and in the pit. Have your fun, but watch out. When I've got my money's worth, our leaders will want to eyeball him. We were lucky to find such a vicious cur for their studies. You've seen him fight. If he gets out, he'll kill us all, so don't turn off the machine. Janet Lee.
This thing must be keeping Doubt's power suppressed. If I turned it off, nothing could stop him.
Go away. I need to prepare for my fight.
Bet my last coin it's gonna be brined hagfish again.
Whispers from the Void by Barnoli Mulani. The Abbey of the Everyman condemns any continued study into the void and its existence, but consider, if you will, the whales hauled daily into Dunwall's great slaughterhouses. Are they more or less frightening when dangled from a butcher's hook? Das haben wir schon mal gelesen.
A full day's work. Oh, that's a laugh. How would she know what a full day's work looks like?
How did it turn out?
I've got 4 little ones, and I wanted to make something to soothe their teething. But I guess I got so strong, all their teeth fell out overnight.
Never tried this rat drink before. What's it taste like?
You've had worse things in your mouth. It's the smell you gotta worry about. Like a rotting corpse in a sewer. One small whiff.
Bet on the brute win. A Barker betting, fight a black magic brute. Time in match 8:30, match 5. Stake 10 coin to win, no kill. All bets by house rules.
And you'll puke yourself in.
Blank betting, slip.
Doubt's never lost a fight.
I think I'll stick.
Bet on brute to kill. Stake 7 coin to win with kill.
back to whiskey.
Whiskey's a cheap parlor trick. Any street sod can swill a bottle and get sober twaddled. He thinks he's Duke of Bell. Rat spirit takes nerve. It shrivels the marrow in cowards' bones, but stand fast, and the spirit shows you an eyeful of the void, worth every stinking drop.
Kann ich auch kämpfen?
Sign up to fight the brute over by the bookie killer.
Yeah, we're playing dice tonight.
In? Sure.
You'll need bone charms or potions or something if you plan on fighting tonight.
This bar is my place, not yours. Get out.
Yeah, I can't chat. I'm busy.
Lost so much. Delilah gone.
You coming tonight?
Wouldn't miss that.
Ah.
Huh? Who opened this door? Yeah, maybe the wind or something.
Ja, der Wind, genau.
What do you want? This area's not for clients.
Das will ich anders machen.
But trust me, when you're getting carved up like a screaming pig.
Outsider's eyes. Dowd. They're making him fight. I have to get him out of there.
You don't look so tough. Look at you! Trapped like a hound in the pits. Hoping your masters will throw you a bone sharp.
We'll find out.
Slightly faster in stealth mode, nice. Charm Carver's Diary, 8th of Songs. A charm carver will never starve, my mother used to say. Always coin to be made by selling wishes and wants to folks who don't come by much of either in their day-to-day. Well, I'm hungry, and this piece of rotted bone hasn't helped me get out of the way of the overseers. Don't know who I pissed off, but someone must have slipped them by my name. If those witch hunters catch me with my mother's carved bit of whalebone, it'll be a slow death. Outsiders ours, I'm in it now. 12th of Song. Managed to palm off 2 useless bits of bone to a sailor stinking like whiskey. Couldn't tell his right from his left, or a real charm from a fake one. Coin should get me through the week at least. Overseers still 2 steps behind me, going mad looking over my shoulder all the time. 22nd of Songs. Finally found a safe spot. Full belly too. Now I got a different hunger. My sweet thing bone charm around my neck again. My sweet singing bone charm round my neck again, wet whale bone in my hands. This one I'll carve up nice. Not as strong as some, but still good. Went too long without. Want it just as much as the bones now.
Little one in the mud wails for the one who left it. It smells of fat milk, smells of longing and fear. Not right, but soon.
Erschlagene, nee, ich hab von selbst neu geladen.
I once knew a kid who said his bone charm would make bullets bounce. It's off his skin. He shot himself in the stomach and died a day later.
Nice. Bone charms, they say, is blessing, they say. Kinder. Defeat the brute reward. Don't know what we did right, but we crafted a mighty powerful bone charm this time. Janet says it's the reward for beating the brute, so spread the word.
Nothing. Whatever then.
About an electrical burst. Janet, remember those old wall of light parts we found near the dockyards? But I found a way to make use of them. Turns out there's a part in them that powers the whole thing. So I took it out of all the rusty coils, and now we got these little things to stun folks if they get out of hand. I call them electrical burst. You're welcome. I've already seen folks sling them at rats to keep them out of the storerooms, but it makes them tense up and ruin the meat. Can't even make liquor from them when they're like that. Better to use them on larger vermin. You get me? One last thing. Do not touch the tip, and by the outsider, do not lick it. I wish I didn't have to make that clear, but Lacey did on a bet, and it took hours to wake her up, and now she's got no eyebrows. Not from the electricity, just because someone shaved them off when she was out cold. But we told her it was the electricity. Leon. Oh yeah. Dear Alma, your last letter tore my heart out, with you begging me to quit the eyeless gang and come home. Whatever gruesome tales you heard, the eyeless aren't bloodthirsty brutes like hatters or howlers. They know things, secret things. They're teaching me how to make medicines and brew potions. and even carve my own bone charms for the occult boxing fights. If I keep winning matches, I'll catch Janet Leigh's eye. She's the boss here at the Albarca. If I work for her, the coin will come rolling in, more than I ever made toiling on the docks. Sad news about Graham's fever. I can't spare any coin, but here's some dried raven beak for a poultice. Boil it down with yarrow root in a copper pot and spread it thick on Graham's chest. She'll be right as crystal rain in no time. Your brother Rory. About the hook mines. Stefan! What did I tell you? Glad we stole those blueprints last month. Sure, those parts were hard to find, but these hook mines are already making themselves useful. Snatched up an overseer trying to sneak in here. Wish I could have seen what his face looked like under that mask when the hooks got in him and dragged him up. Would have paid a lot of coin to see that. But someone in the district is telling tales about us to the Abbey of the Everyman. Those witch hunters won't show mercy if they find out what we're doing here. Best find out which of our neighbors has a loose tongue. See if they can still snitch without it. And keep the tongue, we can use that. In the meantime, throw a rock or a rat up at this fool. See if you can make him twitch. I'll get more hook mines made as soon as I can. Arabella.
How's training? These beauties ready for my fighting ring? We don't need the guards sniffing around here again.
Only a few rats left. Then what am I gonna do? She'll feed me to the hounds if I fall behind. spooky, someone grabbing people off the street.
Spooky. Yeah. Sowas trinken Leute.
Only at the Spectre Club. I wonder if that's a private club for eyeless members. Uses for hack pearls. Clarice, here's what you asked for. Weren't too hard to find, but you know, they are not real pearls, right? 6 years at sea should have taught you that.
Hagfish spit them up when they ate something bad. A rat falls in their mouth, and 2 weeks later a bunch of these come out, waxy and full of little bones. Or they swallowed up the silver teeth out of a dead man's head, and it's made them too heavy to swim, right? Either way, it means they shove these things out one end or another, probably why they smell awful. When they dry out, they turn stiff, and I've seen street kids pitch them at folks with slings. But dockworkers say they're unlucky. Cut open a hagfish belly and a bunch of these pour out. You'd better take care. Your gran used to collect them, had a string of them around her wrist, and when she wanted someone's luck to turn, she'd whisper their name to it and slip it in their pocket. Worked half the time, at least. Might help you out someday. Who knows? Just don't eat one. Visit again soon, Aunt Flora. Okay. The isle has got potential. Anyone who spent time on the water knows what these are. Lucky charms, Grimshaw, witchcraft if you want. Whatever you call them, these fancy bits of bone can be worth a fortune if you make good on their promises. If they make good. Sometimes you find one on a dead howler or grizzler, some lifeless bootlicker's last hope in a fight. You'll never find one on a dead eyeless. You know why? Because the eyeless make good on their promises. We know things the Abbey don't want you to know. And not just a balm to clear that rash you got in an alley, but how to scratch up a bit of whalebone so you don't feel pain in a fist fight. How to make even the most sharp-eyed guard miss you in the street. Even how to get the outsider's ear and ask him a thing or two. You won't believe what we can do until you see it yourself. Until you see all those dead howlers at your feet and hold a bit of lucky bone to thank for it. All it takes is some ink under the skin and a couple of sleepless nights, and this city could be yours. Gut. Auftrag erledigt. Oh, and this is Janet Lee. Ooh. Whoops. Deal greater damage with your sword attacks are slower. Nah.
These halfpenny charlatans don't know squat. Still, that's all I've got now.
What?
What? I saw.
Workshop. Wo ist das Rezept? Und wie mache ich den Scheiß da hier?
Huh?
So, you're back. I'll find you.
You got him.
Is it you again? Show yourself.
What? Why did you do that?
What? Why did you do that?
Oh, no.
Hey.
Dowd.
Lurk, I knew you'd seek me out one day. I didn't think it would be like this.
You were hard to find. How did you end up here?
Let's talk somewhere else. The Eyeless have more secrets than you know.
I've got a ship. Or what's left of it. The Dreadful Whale. It's docked below the Akantila repair station. Dowd,
Say whatever you want to say, Billy. That you're here now is enough. I need your help.
Like old times?
Those days are gone. This is something bigger. One last job.
I can do it. Who's the mark?
The one responsible for it all. The cults. The black magic. This mark on my hand. We're gonna kill the black-eyed bastard himself.
What? You want to kill the outsider? You want to kill God? I finally find him, and the old man's got me jumping right back into this occult shit. Dowd can explain himself back on the Dreadful Whale.
Lass mich rein.
Surrender, you filthy sewer rats! Something, anything. Over there! Take it! Take this! No use running!
I bet my last coin it's gonna be brined hagfish.
Who's there?
I definitely heard something.
You won't get away!
Yeah.
When I first caught sight of Dowd, I was just a broken kid, staying alive out of spite. He cut the throats of 3 men without making a sound, leaving only blood and death in his wake. I don't know what I was hoping for when I followed him that night, but he shared his strange magic with me. And more than that, his skill, his time, his trust, and sometimes his secrets. Now he's not the man he was. Here in his final days, he's got wounds that won't ever heal and regrets as sharp as mine. I know how much that carves you up inside, but I found him, and he wants me to help him make up for a lifetime of sins by killing a god The Abbey teaches us that the outsider preys on weakness. That the void is the source of doubt, heresy, and suffering. That the outsider is to blame for all our ills. Who knows? Maybe they're right. The same dream. My arm hacked away. My eye hollow and burning. It still aches. Let's hope it's not some kind of omen.
Let me tell you something about the void, Billy Lurk. It touches the minds of the dreaming and the dying alike. And sometimes, dreams can only tell you what you wanted to forget.
I know who you are. Why are you here? What do you want from me?
People usually want something from me.
What in the void?
But you don't want my mark, do you, Billy? So I will return something you lost.
Wait, what are you? Ah!
The world was wounded around you. And you carry the scars. You will never be the same. I wonder if you'll like that.
What did he do to me? Of course he shows up now. Shit! Shit! He took my arm! And my face! Is it because of the dreams? Or doubt?
Interessant. Machen wir nächstes Mal hier weiter. Ja, schon interessanter Anfang. Ja, mal gucken, wo es hinführt.